Cutting scale guys, Nexas here, and welcome back to Destiny 2. And in today's video guys, we're here of course Tuesday reset, bringing some thick soft freaking gear to go over. And of course it means we have another what's called wish token we can kind of get now. As I always went over these wish tokens, they're basically kind of somewhat free tokens where it can give you really good rewards. So obviously the quest line this week is pretty simple. I think it's basically just get a bunch of kills in Master and Legendary Lost sectors. You'll find them on the map, of course. For new players, it might be a little bit more difficult, but for people who've been playing the game a lot, this is going to be super simple for you. It's about 2 runs, especially, well, it was only 2 runs because I will say today will be the most optimal day because you get bonus progression for, of course, Lost sectors that are in the Dreaming City. It will be Affiliate's Rest today. It might not be tomorrow when obviously the Lost sectors change and everything. So today will be the most optimal. Now, don't get me wrong, could be there tomorrow as well, but of course, today's reset is going to be the most optimal time. I think it took me 2 Lost sectors, 2 Legend Lost sectors too, not Master. 100%, it is an easy enough, what's called task this week. But once you do, of course, do it, you'll get your enhancement cores and your wish token, meaning you can go through all your gear. Now, I've gone over some of these in terms of, I've gone over, of course, the Shattering Bone and the Nation of Beasts as weapons to pick up. As I always say, you can kind of find them yourself if you want to, and then go for your Lost Mementos, because these are obviously what people really like. I'm going off the ball a little bit. A lot of people will just focus kind of on one weapon and everything, but there's some banger weapons to kind of go over and everything. For me, as I said at the start, was going to be Shattering Bone, Nation of the Beast are really dope ones with Apex Predator. But one of the weapons that a lot of people might argue with me and will be a lot more relevant coming, of course, with the Checkmate control and Checkmate being a thing nowadays. A weapon that a lot of people are arguing with me though when I kind of go over these is going to be, of course, the Tyranny of Heaven. Now, this is legit one of the best solar bows in the game, if not one of the best lightweight frame bows in the game. A lot of people love this weapon and everything. We're going to buy it with a wish token, I know, pattern and all. You can craft this out, of course, be craftable with perks and whatnot. But as I said, a lot of people love this bow because it is going to be solar, which of course this season is going to be great. You get the red border. But this roll itself is actually really, really sweet. It's got Golden Strike Core and it also has the Archer's Tempo with a draw time masterwork. It's a pretty damn good roll, of course, in of itself. Like, this could go in really well about PvP, PvE. Now we're just gonna masterwork our freaking charge up this masterwork. But this is the role you're kind of guaranteed to get off Marasov. As I said, you can start crafting this out once you kind of get 5 red borders. So you could focus into this if you really want to. Bows can be really, really useful. But I will say overall, Tyranny of Heaven, some people swear by this weapon, think it's absolutely god tier and everything. And I think it's honestly a pretty dope bow as well. It looks sick too. I mean, oh my god, it's beautiful. And it's craftable as well. There's not many craftable bows. There's not many bows in general. But Tyranny of Heaven, we are going to go in with this to showcase what it's like and if it is worth you spending your wish token on above any other weapon. So without further ado, let's go into PvP with the Tyranny of Heaven combat bow. Alrighty, so we are going to be going in, of course, on multiplex with the little Tyranny of Heaven, and this is what it's going to look like and everything. And I will say, honestly, when it comes to the scope, it's so clean. I mean, usually you get a big ass box and whatnot, you can't really see what you're shooting at. But of course, this is going to be pretty decent when it comes to damage and whatnot. Of course, oh, put the shield up, and yo, buddy peek. What the? Anyway, actually, I got slowed. But obviously, it is going to be a bow, so when it comes to just general kind of damage and everything, it will be really nice, of course. And of course, I whiffed my shot, but the damage is going to be really there. And if you hit the, what's called your headshot and you switch to a bow, you can absolutely annihilate people. And there's the area, actually. Oh, boys, look at the team shots. But this is why bows can be just one of the most frustrating sort of weapons to kind of come up against, because you can do so much damage so fast. I mean, 127 or 130 for a freaking headshot is just some real insane damage. And of course, if you pair it with like a hand cannon, it's just easy kills, easy fry. Some people will pair it with other weapons too. You don't have to use a hand cannon, but quick swap to a hand cannon is of course going to just be so freaking effective. Like you can see, I actually got him around the corner. Oh, boys, heal! No, I was trying to heal you, buddy. Oh, I didn't hit him. I did it. I'm getting freaking spammed. There's a guy with a Shayors up my ass. But I will still always say, regardless of checkmate, regardless of this normal PvP, if you have a guy who's good with a bow in your team, you will win near 9 times out of 10 of your games. Bows can just be so freaking insane when it comes to just general freaking insta damage. I mean, it's basically just like a sniper. You can absolutely drop someone so fast. That went the wrong way. But if you just hit a headshot with this, they're basically a one-shot, and you can see even a body shot, 84 damage now, buddy. He's just never going to peak. But you can definitely see that the damage is going to be there. This is a little bit inaccurate at range because it is going to be a lightweight frame. So when it comes to, of course, range, it's not going to exactly be the best. And I should be quick swapping, to be honest, if I'm going to the range. But this is what I'm saying. Like, look at that damage. I mean, Tyranny of Heaven. This is going to be a really sweet one. With the Archer's Tempo too, you can definitely get the quick track. The quick draw is kind of going. I will definitely say, though, when it comes down to it, that I'm hitting this stupid thing. Get out of my way. But I will say that when it comes to the golden tricorn, you're never really going to get it to proc much PvP. Of course, you got to get kill. And ooh, there's the body shot. You can see 84th. Well, you can see I get golden tricorn going. I'm not really going to get to a 2-stack unless I was freaking going like full on. Okay, we need a dip for a sec. But unless I was going to go full on sort of Oh, no, I didn't get him. But unless I was going to go full on like shoulder charge or something. Something I can get a quick, or throwing knife with a hunter or something. Something I can get a kind of quick kill kind of going with. But if you get accurate with this type of bow, oh, you're going to absolutely delete it now. I wonder if I go like this. Ah, buddy. Oh. Oh. He actually died. Oh, my man conditional finality his ass. Oh, he is so mad. What a freaking hero on my team. Where are these all going to spawn though, boys? Yo, Heej, or whatever your name is, let them peek. I've got the freaking cover. Heej, let them peek. No, what a waste of a well. I got one bubble titan, that's it, because this guy's just pressing them back. Buddy, if they slide out, I have them. You can definitely see one of the problems with bows, well, obviously, it's because not alley-ooping that well, but one of the things you're going to see is that if you're not team shotting with these, they can get away pretty easily, especially when you kind of get to range and whatnot. But I still do think that this weapon is just, it's a super nice sort of bow. I think it can just go in really well. As I said, especially with the current metas that are kind of going around in terms of checkmate and everything like that. Tier 11 is just one of those solid ass bows to kind of go in with. The only thing I will say, as I said though, is that for me when it comes to bows, you've got things like, ooh, he got dropped. But you got things like, of course, like, what's it called, Wish Ender and everything like that. And 165 with the freaking, oh, radiant to the golden tricorn. Oh, buddy. Oh, now we're starting to get some freaking headshots here. That's what we've been looking for, boys. But yeah. When it comes to bows in general, I will definitely say, I generally think the exotic bows are going to be better PvP. You got Wish Ender, you got freaking Monarch. You just got bows that can absolutely delete people within a second. And to kind of, like, this lets you go in with an exotic. Yeah. Oh, what the? Buddy? Buddy? Oh, freaking bow. We got a Wish Ender. Oh, there we go. There's DCs. We got to go with a Wish Ender. But yeah, Wish Ender can do so much freaking damage in one shot. You got the Monarch that can poison. I just think those bows will just do more work for your PvE or PvP. If you want to go in with them, of course, you could use this with like a good set exotic or whatnot. But realistically, you're going to want to kind of go in with those exotic sort of weapons because they just will be more bang for your buck now. Go now. Go now. Go now. Hit him for 70, boys. Hit him for 70. Get his ass. All right, boys. If I can get the team shots kind of going, that would be super nice. There's the double body shot. Oh, there's a guy right here. Oh, buddy. Freaking scattered nade right on my butt cheek. Oh my god, what a freaking nade. But you can kind of see as well with the Archer's Tempo on this, if I hit a headshot, you can draw so fast. I mean, realistically, I should be probably no scoping with lightweight frame, kind of making this like a Hush 2.0 and buddy's one shot. Oh, buddy. No, young man, where'd he go? Oh, he's right here, boys. Boys, someone team shot with me. Thank you. All body shots, but you know what? We'll take it. And yeah, screw it, screw it. Oh, I'm gonna get team shot. I'm gonna get team shot. I'm gonna get team shot. Why is he just sitting there with a Shioras? Oh, I should have popped around the freaking corner instead of right in front of them. I just think that there is something in the game and it might not be worth the PvP for your wish token. But of course, this is going to become a lot better when it comes to PvE. And boys, get your freaking body shots in. And we'll get this guy. And oh, you dead, buddy. Oh, we got that tricorn going to get that rating going on the first headshot. But I do think overall that this is, it's a really solid bow and it feels really nice PvP. But I just think that when it comes down to it, it is just going to be, if you're a bow main, you'll like it. But I think for general purpose, for people who don't really use bows so often, it's not really going to be worth the PvP. I mean, PvE, it might be great, but PvP, it might not be worth it. And there's the Wish Ender. Look at that chonker. Look at this thing. Alrighty, so we're going to go on the PvE side of things, of course, with our Tyranny of Heaven. And this is where I will say it'll be a lot better, especially with this season. Radiant is just so easy to kind of get going. And when you have the Radiant with the precision ends, it is just so easy to kind of get your ignites and whatnot going. Of course, it is going to basically because, oh my god, I'm getting blasted. It is mainly going to because this season, of course, weapons and all that sort of jazz, like those are going to do well, or solar weapons. How can I not freaking do this finally? I was trying to freaking, what's it called, finish them for ages. But PvE, this is where it's going to see its kind of greatest effects, where it's just a really fast draw time. It's got really good damage, of course, because it's a bow. And also, we'll have that tricorn, which you can get going pretty easy. I mean, I just have to get a bunch of kills and everything. I can kind of get going. One melee or ability kill after I kind of get one kill with a weapon. Pretty simple to kind of get going. As I said, I think this thing overall is just a really dope bow, especially PvE. It's going to be solid here, and this is where you're going to see the best effect. I know, obviously, PvP, it wasn't bad, but You can definitely see PvE bows just, they're in a league of their own here, and especially with checkmate being a thing, they can go in so well. But there's the ignite, of course, going with my solar mods. But yeah, I just think that freaking bows in general, they can just be so nice. They're freaking stunning too. You got everything kind of set up for the Tyranny of Heaven. So if you want to just be a guy who crafts this bow out, it could be a really solid one to pick up. As I said, PvE, this thing's absolute freaking dream. And if you start crafting it, there is some other banger rolls you can kind of get going. And I mean, at least we have got some freaking barrier chance because I'm apparently double stunning. I still do think that if you're going to go for a bow PvE, this is a super nice one. An enhanced solar bow. There's none other in the game that you kind of really go for. So this is definitely going to be worth picking up then. But yeah, if you want some pure damage to kind of go in with this weapon, you can, of course, get the tricorn to get going. Now, I will definitely say in PvE, it'll be a lot easier. PvP is said, it might be nice somewhat. If you could get it going, it would be brilliant. But in PvE, it's, of course, going to be a lot easier to get. And golden tricorn by 2 gives you a flat 50% bonus damage. So you can definitely see the damage is going to start to ramp up when you're hitting headshots. Of course, as I said, with the current mods and everything, it can be really dope. And I'm missing every shot. As soon as I have like the tricorn by 2, I decide to whiff every shot. But yeah, PvE, it's going to be a lot easier to get the tricorn kind of going. And I do think that against mods and everything as well, or freaking mobs, it will be really nice to kind of go in with, especially with the, as I said, that radiant kind of get going. Then you get the ignites going. I just think overall, this bow has a lot going for PvE right now. And I think that with how long the season is, it might be worth getting in general for that. Alrighty, final boss time, of course, with our little Tyranny of Heaven that good. And I will definitely say that as for bow mains and everything, you will really like this. I just think, though, that generally, well, as I said, when you're coming to these raid sort of weapons, you want to be getting the sort of rare ones. So, of course, let's say the Apex Predator is, of course, super rare. But it's also more the fact that there is, of course, the pre-Aesthetics, or whatever the hell the name is. The Nightfall reward, basically, for which is a solar bow, which has a lot of really similar roles. And also the fact that that is going to, of course, have adept mods you can kind of go for, because it is going to be an adept weapon, because obviously it's a Nightfall reward. So there is choices when it comes to solar bows and making them out to be like really good. But I just think that if you're a bow main, you'll really like this bow instead. It's just a really nice solar bow. It's got really nice roll on it with tricorn. As I said, I do really like tricorn because one kill, whatever, get a solar kill after, you get that 50% damage buff, which is really nutty, and I'm getting blasted. But yeah, as I said, I just think that when it comes to the weapon in general, I just think there's just other bows in the game where you can go in. As I said, PvP, you're going to really kind of default to your exotics a lot. And then when it comes to PvE, I mean, exotics actually take the cake PvE, but there's just so much kind of choice to go in with. So yeah, I just think overall, it wouldn't be worth it for the kind of average player to kind of get this or even craft it out. Maybe you want just a singular roll, might be nice, but I think there is just more better options to kind of pick from that would be way more bang for your buck that you probably want to get your hands on first before you kind of start going for this bow. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed with me saying that, but I just think that this bow isn't as kind of a must get as the other weapons and everything. It's a really solid bow, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but I just think that there's other options that you should be focusing more on, the ones that are more unattainable, like as I said, that Apex Predator or whatnot. Well, that is it for me, and of course the Tyranny of Heaven combat bow itself. As I said, this is a really solid ass bow. It's a lightweight frame and everything as well, which might make it a little bit different to some of the other solar bows I was kind of talking about. But as I was kind of going over, PvP, it's not bad. I just think that if you're going to use a bow PvP, realistically, you're always going to kind of default to those sorts of exotic bows like Monarch or Wish Enders and everything. Pair them with some form of an SMG or like an Igneous Hammer, and you'll just go to absolute town on people like that. And I just think that when it comes to PvE, exotic bows are great PvE as well, but when it comes to like just getting something that will work PvE, of course, Tyranny of Heaven is definitely up there with being one of the best. It's a solar weapon, it's craftable, meaning enhanced traits and everything. But with the introduction of the pre-Aesthetics or whatever it's called, the Nightfall reward, which can get, of course, adept mods and everything going on, and what's called the perks that are pretty similar to this as well. You got some other solar bows as well that can get incandescent and everything for PvE, ad clear or whatnot. I just think that generally there is just a lot of kind of competition for this bow, and it might not be worth using their wish tokens when you can just use them and then get, as I said, those more unobtainable weapons. As I said, Nations of Peace is one, and I will say that freaking Apex Predator, of course, is another that a lot of people are trying to go for because it is the current freaking DPS rocket, meta DPS rocket. But I still will say, if you are a bow main, this is a really slick bow. I mean, it looks hella dope. It's got a lot going for it in terms of looks. If I can freaking, yeah, there we go. I wanted to show the looks a little bit, and of course it'll take the shaders pretty nicely as well. Like you can see, it's a really nice and sleek looking bow. And of course, as I said, if you really want to craft it out, there is some really good rolls on this. It's definitely one of the better solar weapons in the game. But But it's just kind of a fact that you have to spend wish tokens together. Or you could do the raids yourself as well. You could farm it out and everything. But I just think that Tyranny of Heaven, if it's going to come down to using those 6 tokens and you want to craft something out, there's other things I'd craft first before this, me personally. As a non-bow main. For the bow mains, they might be looking at this thinking this is juicy. But unless you are a bow main, you're not really going to be crafting this out. There is definitely other options. So yeah, overall, Tyranny of Heaven, really dope-ass bow. One of the best bows in the game. But I still do think that there's other options to this than having to kind of make sure you use your wish tokens on this. But regardless, if you liked the video, trust like, and want to see more content, subscribe, and fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next collective in the next one.